Hey everyone, today we're talking about why do homes not sell? Summers with Seasons Real Estate, and today we're talking about why do homes not sell? We are in a hot seller's market, so everything should sell immediately, right? You would think that's the case, but a lot of times homes don't sell. Even in a hot seller's market, about 30% of homes do not sell. And there's a lot of factors, and that's what we're going to cover today. The number one factor of why a home does not sell is the pricing of the property, because pricing a home is complicated. It's an art and a science at the very basic understanding of it. Because unlike car shopping or other things where you negotiate a ton, the average list to sales price in Utah right now is 97%. Meaning if a house is listed for $300,000, the most it's probably going to typically sell for is just 3% below that. Now my numbers are a little bit better than that. My average list to sell is 100%, meaning if I list it for this, I'm going to sell it for this. Or on average, some sell a little bit higher, some sell a little bit less, but my sellers typically net more money. But pricing your house is really hard, because if you price your house for $300,000 but it's only really worth $250,000, the buyers who are shopping at the $300,000 are not going to like your house, and the buyers who are shopping at $250,000 are never going to see it because it's so much higher than their purchase price. Because most buyers at most shop $5,000 to $10,000 above what they're qualified for, because they don't want to get their hopes up. So yes, you could underprice your home, but that will typically push your value up. You'll get multiple offers and you'll sell it for ultimately where it probably should have sold for. But when it comes to pricing your house, there's a lot of factors that come into it. The age of your property, the condition of your property, what updates you have done, what updates your neighbors have done, and some of the updates that you do, you might not actually get the return on. Probably the biggest one right now is the solar update. Adding solar to your property does not actually add value to your property. So a lot of solar salesmen will come through and say, hey, if you put solar on your property, you can sell it for $40,000 more, which is not the case. The reason why is appraisers compare things apples to apples comparison, meaning if this house sold and had solar and this house sold and had solar, how much did they sell for more than everyone else in the neighborhood? But because we don't have enough solar on properties right now, there's not much value added. I've seen a couple appraisals where they've added about $5,000 for properties that have had solar, but not if you're spending $40,000 and getting $5,000 back. That return on investment just is not there. So there's a lot of factors like that when it comes to selling. So you can't just say, I bought my house for this, I spent $50,000 upgrading it, and then I spent $30,000 doing this, and that's my new value. It's all based off of comparables and what everyone is selling for in your neighborhood. The next reason homes don't sell is marketing and exposure. 50% of buyers find the home that they actually bought online, and 92% of buyers look at pictures online before they ever step foot in your home. So making sure that you have the online presence is a huge deal. So that's everything from staging your house, photography, 3D tours, the copywriting when it comes to the ad on selling your property are all very important, because that is where buyers are looking. So obviously people aren't spending money in newspapers because that only sells a house about 1% of the time. So making sure that your marketing is on point and attracting buyers is how you sell your house. If your house is listed poorly and pictures were taken with a cell phone and you priced it wrong, you're probably not going to sell, because you're not going to look like a good deal compared to everything else on the market. The next one is condition of the property. So if you're in a situation where you need to sell quickly and you have to sell in an as-is scenario because of timeline or things going on in your life, typically you have to price the house for less. But if you're going to sell it in the retail market, all you really have to do is price it for about 10% less, and you will attract a lot of buyers. Now, there are a lot of investors out there who make you think that all these repairs and all this negotiation is going to be such a pain in the butt for you that it's better to sell to an investor at a 20 to 30% discount than it is to go through the selling process. But ultimately, selling to a retail buyer is how you make the most amount of money. So it's probably worth it to actually spend the time to get your house on the market, even if you're selling in an as-is scenario. And right now we don't have a ton of inventory, so buyers are buying a lot of the properties that are priced right, marketed correctly, and even in bad condition that need renovation work, because we have so much buyer demand. So if your home is priced right, marketed correctly, and comes across as a good deal to a buyer you will be able to sell. I do specialize in helping sellers repackage and remarket their homes in a way that they can sell after they have failed to sell multiple times. Recently I had a seller that had been listed active live on the market twice before they hired me, and I came in and I realized that the previous marketing missed out on one of the biggest factors of the property that a lot of buyers would be interested in. So we made sure that we had a lot of marketing around that particular item, and that is ultimately what sold the property. So when it comes down to it, marketing your home correctly makes or breaks the transaction. If you're looking to sell your property here in Utah, I would love to meet with you and go explain exactly what I do to make my sellers more money.